All right, this is evidence for Antonio Hayes and Mr. and our county executive, Johnny Olszewski. It's also for Governor Hogan, Mayor Pugh, Department of Justice. I was making a documentary about the war on drugs, the illegal war on drugs, and mass incarceration. This is evidence. Now, I was kidnapped in Illinois and in Maryland to keep this movie from coming out. And if you look right here, all right here, Black Caucus. That's my AOL account. Y'all took my AOL account. All right. That's yahoo.com. See the date 2009. Getting ready for the trial. Videos, letters. All right. This is, like I said, this is evidence for Johnny Olszewski, for the Judiciary Committee to give me a grand jury. I want access to the grand jury. I want all this evidence to be placed in front of the grand jury to get Scott Schellenberger disbarred. It's making a movie. Ain't no law against making a movie. That's Miss Leon. And this is 2000. And that's me in jail. All right. That's legal mail. Notary Public. Because like I said, it's a documentary. It's a reentry program for ex-felons. And I gave it to y'all. False imprisonment. This was in Illinois. Filming a documentary. See? Y'all knew about this before I got locked up here in Maryland. Y'all tried to hide all this information. Like I said, that's legal mail. And that got to do with your with the jail. You feel me? ACLU for help. Contact Baltimore City State's Attorney Bernstein. You feel me? Shorty's voice. I got 238 videos. I gave all that to y'all. We talking about opioid abuses and opioid abuses. Y'all got opioid and prescription medication abuses in Spring Grove Medical Facility in Baltimore County Detention Center. You abuse it. All right. Governor O'Malley went over to India and Pakistan and made relationships with pharmaceutical companies. This is my complaint. Filed a relevant complaint. You feel me? Y'all was threatening my life, putting your hands on me. And I didn't refuse to take any medication while I was in there. You can't show that I took any medication while I was in there. And like I said, this is the Attorney General. Y'all had this. Gansler had this. But you shielding the corruption for O'Malley and his machine. You feel me? Now, this is part of my diary. All right? Helping the homeless. CBS. 1.5 million homeless children. You feel me? Homeless is my thing. You feel me? I was running a homeless shelter out of my apartment on Lochner before I got locked up. Now, Rob Fix mailed me some information while I was locked up, too. That was evidence. Like I said, DVD. He mailed me the DVD. You feel me? Gave it to my lawyer. And Miss Mossberg got it, too. I sent it to her. Sent her the case and everything. Things looking for. All right? But like I said, this is my jailhouse diary. This is my jailhouse diary. And it shows with Adam May. And it shows when I was locked up. That's Prudential. I had an insurance policy while I was locked up. I had an insurance policy. You feel me? I had a insurance policy. I was insured for $250,000. And the payments were being made. You feel me? They canceled it. It was on a month to month. I did that while I was locked up. If in the case that I got killed or something. So we talking about prescription medication versus crack and opioids versus crack. You incarcerated us, but you trying to give y'all treatment. That don't how it worked. Like I said, I was insured. That's the insurance company, Maryland Insurance Company. I filed a claim, and when I get that claim back, I'm going to file a lawsuit. That claim is going to help me with that lawsuit because, like I said, I was insured. I went home in 2007 to file a class action lawsuit for $2.5 billion. Y'all locked me up for filing that lawsuit. That's Governor O'Malley. That's Bobby Zirkin. That's Chicago FBI. Because I asked for help from y'all. You feel me? My store on Falls Road. The Gen 6 Project. I was talking about the treatment of blacks in America. The genocide OJ, Dred Scott, blacks have no rights. I told y'all when I started this, to be the best, you gotta beat the best, and y'all ain't beat me yet. I'm still got my crown. Got the supporters of Shorty. These are the people that supported me. You feel me? And like I said, we was making a movie and a documentary. It's about your prison industry. Dante Hickman, you signed off on it. Councilman Costello, you signed off on it. T.J. Smith, you signed off on it. It's about our courts and the corruption under Scott Shellenberger's administration. That's Scott Shellenberger. The movie's about Shellenberger. It's about Judge Cox. It's about Judge Turnbull. It's about the Constitution, to see if black America has rights under the Constitution. If Martin was here, what would Martin do? Because like I said, it's a movie and a documentary. Mikulski had it. Dear Mr. McGee. That's long before I got locked up in Maryland. So if Mr. McGee had this, that's why I say I want a grand jury. I want a full investigation into your prison industry. That's me on Lochner. You kidnapped me. Secrets must not block justice. You kidnapped me to keep this from coming out. 468 pages of a diary. You feel me? That's my Storm Falls Road. You feel me? And I was making a documentary about you. And I was doing it out my Storm Falls Road. I fired Jake in November of 2007. I fired him. Didn't want him. He was stealing from me. And he didn't want to go against Governor O'Malley. I asked for an audit. See the dates? That's 2005. So I came up with this idea about I am Dred Scott. Now you can go to Antonio Hayes, and Antonio Hayes has this book. Antonio Hayes has this book. And in this book, I told you when I started this, I was making a documentary about your courts. You feel me? Your courts. That's me on Falls Road. That's my store. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. This was about your war on drugs and your illegal war on drugs. And I informed the courts that I was doing it. See the date? Long before I got locked up in Illinois or Maryland, I informed the courts I was doing a documentary about the courts. You feel me? A writ of certiorari, Article 3. And that's my follow-up letter. All right? Chief Justice Roberts. This is a follow-up letter. Encloses a video dated 2010. All right? It includes the phone call of Melissa. All right? The whistleblower's report concerning the courts. It's a whistleblower's application concerning the courts. You feel me? I was locked up in Illinois and Maryland. Terrorist charges. I'm asking for the grand jury. They lied to the grand jury. You feel me? Richard McFeely. All right? I'm naming y'all. Eric Holder, Alan Locks, Rod Rosenstein. I've named y'all to the courts because I was exposing your corruption in the courts and how you protect the corruption in the courts. You feel me? Ain't a whole lot you can do about it because, like I said, I got it all on film. You got the book. He forged the checks. You signed the storyboard. And I broke you down. You locked me up for Christmas. You took me away from my family for the holidays. You feel me? December 24th, 2007. You took me away from my family. But like I said, I got it all lined out. President Obama asked for an investigation. And I want equal justice. President Obama asked for an investigation. Mr. Davis. The DVDs, yeah. I got the DVDs. I also registered the Attorney Registry Disciplinary Committee in Chicago. So we're going to expose you for the role that you play in mass incarceration in Lake County, how you sold out the black community. We're going to talk about what you're doing to help the black community versus what you're doing to hurt the black community. Because you should have had this investigated. I gave you this information in 2016. You had it 2 years now, and you ain't did nothing with it. You, Mary Washington, the Lake County courts, or the Lake County, none of y'all. Angelo Kyle, none of y'all. Y'all selling out the community like the new face of old Jim Crow. I'm asking to talk to the Judiciary Committee. I'm asking for a audit, a federal and state audit. Like I said, President Obama asked for the investigation. I'm the subject of the investigation right here. You feel me? And Governor Hogan got this. You feel me? Because you stole the property that was exposing y'all. The contents of the truck. You feel me? You owe me $6,000 for the truck and $54 million for the videotapes and all the material inside the truck. The 13 storyboards and the 13 different movies. That's a legal notice. So we don't have no misunderstandings. It's a legal notice. Perfectly legal. On 13107, on 122407. You feel me? I refused to go back to Illinois. And I wanted a case filed and heard here. Place of trial. Ask Malcolm Ruff. All this is filed, and everything is in Al Rutmer's office. As soon as Al Rutmer give me this information, we're going to take all this to we taking it to court. Now, Carl Jackson, you the public safety officer for Johnny Oleszki. So since you the public safety officer for Johnny Oleszki, you need to talk to me about public safety. You need to talk about the corruption. We need to talk about the racism. I tagged you during the elections and you got mad. You talked to Karen and them, but you didn't talk to me. You can't, just because you got a black face, you're not going to cover up the racism that's going on. Dear Mr. Davis, thank you for your recent, yeah, that's President Obama. You feel me? That's Eric Holder. So since you with public safety, you're going to have to talk about the racism in your courts. You're going to have to deal with it. You got to deal with me. I got a complaint. And you're going to have to take the complaint. Blacks have no rights in which white America respects. And we're going to go to Cummings' office and get all his information. I gave his wife a movie release. Like I said, I'm an activist. I'm active in my community. And I made a movie about you. I'm fighting for my life. And it's about parole and probation. It's about mass incarceration. And I want to audit. I'm out $2.6 million. And I'm not going to walk away from that. I want a state and a federal audit. Count the money and I'll leave you alone. Count the money and somebody going to jail. So, since you're the public safety officer for Baltimore County, you need to deal with it. And you got the book. I got the tapes. And Chief Justice Roberts got my complaint. You feel me? Chief Justice Roberts got my complaint. Like I said, revenge is a dish best served cold. This is cold as it get. I'm going to the courts about the courts. And we doing checks and balances. City, county, state, and federal levels. Executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Do blacks have rights in America? We're going to find out.